Yeah, looking forward to start of season. We've had a good month of workouts. Team's looking good. I feel like we've come a long way with such a new group, and we're ready to go. I'm pretty happy right now.
Sorry, I'm trying to find you here, Reagan. What's it been like working out? And obviously Tony mentioned it with so many new faces. What's that part of camp been like for you?
It's been really nice to just get to know all the girls. We have a really big thing about trust that we're establishing within the program, and I feel like we've gotten so many opportunities to develop that. We're all super excited for the season to start. We've all developed such great relationships with each other and on and off the court. So I think it's going to be really successful. So.
And you've obviously been through this before, but how important are these road trips you guys are going to go through with all of these younger players as well? It's almost just as important, I guess, building relationships with them over the next few weeks as it is to, not necessarily play the games, but that's going to be an important part of these trips for you guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Honestly, like these road trips really like bring us together. We're all going to be tired. We're going to be on the road for like a week at a time. And so I think this is a time where we kind of grow together as a team on and off the court, like I said. And just playing like match after match. We're going to go a day where we play 3 games kind of back to back in a 24-hour span. And that comes with a lot of exhaustion, which I think kind of brings you closer together. So I'm super excited to see how that plays out.
Yeah, what are you expecting from this first road trip as a team?
We're going to win, obviously. I'm super excited, though, because we've worked on so much in practice. We were really successful on the court, and so we're going to come out of this with a win. So,
What freshmen, since there are so many to choose from, which ones have kind of stood out to you?
Yeah, so Kenna, she's in my position group. I've been working with her a whole ton. Super positive player. Shelby, she's also a really positive player as well. She's going to play middle for us, and so I'm super excited to kind of see how those players pan out. We have a really good freshman class altogether, and I think they're going to be really good for us this year.
With lots of new faces on the team, what leadership role do you take on for some of the new players, and then what are those interactions like for you?
Yeah, so playing with just like a completely new team, it hasn't been super hard really. It's been really nice to kind of get to know the new girls and see how they like to play the game. It's taught me a lot as a leader as well, just how to talk to those players, what they respond well to, and how I can improve my game as well. They have such a driven mindset, and so it hasn't been hard to connect with them at all. Like we get on the court and we all know how to play with each other. So it's been really good for the whole team.
And then after 2 seasons of competing at Texas Tech, you have shown great pride and ability in offense and defense. What areas are you looking to show growth in?
Honestly, just being a better all-around player. I want to be kind of the person on the team where you can look at me and know that I'm going to show up and be consistent every day. I'm going to be the executor, and that's kind of what I'm going for this year. Just kind of playing the best that I can, be consistent, and have all of my teammates be able to like fall back on me. So.
And then last year as a team, y'all had a lot of grinded out type of matches and at times struggled to close out sets. What preparation and approach as a group have y'all done to look to possibly improve closing out sets and games?
Yeah, we've established like a kind of a grit mentality going into this year. There's obviously being in the Big 12 is really hard. It's a really competitive conference. And so just in practice, having drills where we kind of use that grit mentality kind of helps us going into this next season. Closing out games, we're doing drills and all that in practice, and it's really helped a lot. And also just having new players who have a different mindset and just a more driven mindset has helped a lot too. Thanks.
Tony, what's it been like? I mean, obviously you've done this with transfers, but what's it been like with so many freshmen in the gym?
Yeah, it's been fun. I love young teams, and Believe it or not, this is not the most freshmen I've had on a team before, so this has been good. We knew coming in this was a strong class, and they've shown up, and we've come such a long way, and the team even that we see this weekend won't nearly be the team we see a month from now. They're going to keep getting better throughout the year, and it's so much different than last year. We had all those grad transfers, and that was an old team, and they were all at the end of their development, and we just knew week in and week out what they were going to get. And they were really consistent, but there wasn't going to be a lot of growth in that group. And this is going to be completely opposite. The ceiling's pretty unlimited with them.
What was the decision to make that shift from portal to the high school?
Yeah, I mean, 4-year players, there's a lot more stability, obviously. And, of course, nothing's guaranteed, but, we're bringing in players that we hope and expect are going to be around for a while. And, it's one of those things, once you start patching holes and, you have these short-term players, and then you get into this cycle where, it's just one after the other, and eventually you got to put a stop to it and kind of start with a younger group. And the other part is, since we brought Elisa on board as our recruiting coordinator, she's been fantastic. And so this class, followed by the next 2, are outstanding. So, there's no reason for us to look anywhere else. We're going to bring in our own players and bring them in from the ground up and watch them grow together.
Saying that, you do have Jasmine Martin. I guess we didn't get to see her a year ago. How excited are you to have her on the court, her leadership, and finally get to see what she can do?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, it's just such a great kid just in general, but the level of play that she brings and the athleticism, and she's maybe the most positive, optimistic kid I've ever coached, and the adversity she's overcome, and just to see her do it day in and day out. And she is playing like she's never been injured a day in her life. She's moving well, and so this is exactly what we were hoping we would have gotten a year ago.
What freshmen do you anticipate seeing quality minutes, specifically maybe this weekend?
Yeah, Reagan talked about Kenna McKenzie, freshman from Waco. She's done great, and and then Callie, our girl from France, she's come in, and we didn't get her right away. She was playing in World University games, and so we got her a little bit after we started, and she just came right in and has picked it up immediately. So I think the Penn group is the ones where there's the most youth and the most opportunity. And then Lauren Buchanan eventually will come back. She's been out since March. She had surgery, and we just finally got her to start jumping this week, and so hopefully we'll have her back before the start of Big 12. But I think those 3 are going to be the primary ones, but I wouldn't be surprised if you saw any of those freshmen on the court.
As far as the road trip, I mean, I know you guys do these tournaments every year, but how important is it this year with so many young faces and to get everybody to gel together?
Yeah, I think winning is going to be the biggest thing, and you get some wins under your belt and you feel good and confident, and kind of validates everything that you're doing in the gym day in and day out. And so, with this group, we want them to get off to a fast start, no question.
And just your thoughts on the field there at FAU?
Yeah, we know Florida Atlantic. We played them here a year ago. They turned over some players but brought in some good transfers, so they're going to be very solid. Western Carolina and Kent State, we don't play them very often. We have a good idea what we're going to see, but first match against Western Carolina, everybody's, nobody knows anything for sure. Yeah.
Will you walk me through what it means for you entering your 10th year as a head coach here?
Yeah, this is we've done a lot of work here. We had a lot of work to do when I got here, and we did it, and built up to get us to the tournament, and that was really what I came here for. And now we're trying to do that again. So that group that we built it around, they're long gone, and this is why we kind of started over the way we did with these younger players. That team that we got to the tournament in 21 was really built around the freshman class of 2018, and then we added to it a couple of great transfers. But so we're trying to repeat that model that we used before.
And then what has stood out to you most in practices or scrimmages with the additions of the new transfers and freshmen?
The biggest thing is, the last couple of seasons we've really struggled to score points and just be terminal. We've been pretty good in other parts of the game, but we just haven't been able to keep up offensively. And for whatever reason, this group can put balls away. So I've been really happy with the offense. And, if you're going to be good at one thing in volleyball, you want to have good offense. And that's what we've shown so far. So, we want that to translate into matches. But so far, it looks pretty good.
And then we're facing Western Carolina and Kent State for the first time in program history. Besides Florida Atlantic University, what are the challenges that you see for this trip?
Yeah, it's mostly just, we got to take care of our side of the net and make it about us. And, when you're playing teams you don't really know much about, then, yeah, it's got to be about you. And we got to play good system volleyball and execute at our side. And then we got to be good at making adjustments when we start to learn more about who we're playing.
What do you hope the players gain from this trip?
Well, the experience of it is a big deal. When you're a young player, you just need as much court time as you can, and the team itself. But truly, this Reagan kind of said it. This team has come together really well, and I know how young we are, but we don't act like it. And they take really well to the leadership we have, and this is a pretty tight group. So I think we're gonna go down a day early just to have one more team moment and spend a little time on the beach and just kind of have a day before we really compete again. And I think by the time we get on the court on Friday, we're going to look ready to go.
And what type of play style and approach do you look to establish for the team this year?
Yeah, we wanted to go a little bit faster, and so we put a little more emphasis in first touch, and so we brought in Sierra, a bro from Wyoming, and she's really helped with that. Ashlyn Bellamy, terrific passer, transferred in from Houston, and she's been terrific. And then we brought in Peyton Dunn, setter from Auburn, and so we put our transfers. That's really where it was, first and second touch, and we want to go a little bit quicker with our offense. Caitlin Cochran has done a great job in her third year here setting, and we think we have a really good offense right now. And a lot of it is just because we're taking care of the ball first touch, and we have setters who can move it around. So I think the identity of our team is going to be offense first right now.
And then last year, as a team, you had a lot of grinded-out type matches. At times, struggled with the close sets. What preparation and approach as a group have y'all done to look at possibly improve on closing out sets and games?
Yeah, a lot of that we'll tell when we get into it. We got to go through it and be in those situations. And you can try to create those things in practice, but it's never the same. And but I think a lot of it is just the personnel that you have, the mindset you have, and then how you execute. And the talent on this team is there, so we just need to get into it and give them as many opportunities as we can.
Just since you had Reagan in here, we probably should talk a little bit about her.
Yeah.
I guess speak to her growth and how important she is on the court, and maybe as a leader as well.
Yeah, the leadership piece was obvious. That's been since day one, and I've known Reagan for a long time. We recruited her really early on. And, when you spend any amount of time with her at all, she's mature and she gets it. But she's also got this way about her where everybody just wants to play for her and with her. And so the leadership piece was always going to happen. The big thing with her is we're changing her role completely. She's an outside hitter now, and we're moving her out of the middle completely. So, and she's never done it before, and I'm amazed at how well she's taken to it and the results she's putting up. So I think she's going to have a huge year, and I'm thrilled with what we've done with her and how she's taken to this, and the attitude that she's had to take on a new role, and she's just owned it. So anyway, she's going to be in the middle of everything we do this year. All right. Thanks, y'all.